Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Justin Phillips with Exceeding Homes and Madison and Company Properties, and I help people all across Colorado buy, sell, and build residential property here. This is my new Ask a Realtor question where I answer a lot of the questions that my clients have been asking me in the past. My hope is that you guys get some information from this and it makes your next buy or sell or build that much easier. So without further ado, let's get into today's question. Today we're talking about working with a builder. I get a lot of questions about why hire a realtor when you're working with a builder, and maybe by the end of this video you'll figure out why it's always good to have a second set of eyes on working with a builder. Reason why we're talking about this today is because I've got a client that actually just closed on a new build today, and I've got another one under contract. So exciting times. People are having trouble finding their houses to buy, so they're actually building. Which is great. So first thing to look out for is the time frame. Ask the builder, how long does it take for them to build a house from the day you sign the contract, from the day you get to move in. A lot of times they have to finalize the plans, get the permit, start building the house, order materials, go through the whole process, and then could be delays with material shortages, work shortages, or any kind of weather related delays, and those are never fun. But make sure that you know what the stipulations are. If you don't like the sound of that, don't despair, and you still want a new house, ask them if they have any spec homes. A lot of times people will change their mind, find another house, or for whatever reason they couldn't complete the deal. So they may have some spec homes that you can move into a lot sooner. Definitely ask the builder that question. Number two, deadlines. One thing you'll realize, and this is kind of number three too, is the builder contract is not written for a buyer like an existing sales contract. The deadlines in the contract are, first you're gonna have to figure out what house plan you want, and then some of the big structural options, and then you go into some of the design options, and all those have deadlines, and if you miss them, they'll pick things for you. So you wanna make sure you know when those are, and you can schedule those accordingly. So all along those lines is the contract. A lot of those will be spelled out in the contract, and you won't have, you don't use a typical real estate contract that's been approved by the Real Estate Commission. You use a builder contract that's been written by the builder's lawyer. So who do you guys think that favors? Basically, it favors the builder. You have to make sure that you know the risks of using that contract with the builder and what that's going to mean. A lot of times it helps having a realtor who understands the contract walk through it with you and make sure that you know the risks and what, if you bail at a certain point, how much of your earnest money are you going to lose? Keep in mind that earnest money with a builder is usually more than with an existing home. Not always, but most of the time. The other thing to keep in mind is once you sign that contract and you're scheduling all of those, the design center and stuff like that, you're going to want to check out the house and the plan when they break ground and when they start framing, it goes up pretty quickly. So you're going to want to get out there and take a look. I think when we bought our house, we looked at the house 2 to 3 times a week. And it's always good to keep an eye on, what's supposed to be going in the house versus what's going in the house to make sure there's no issues or errors or stuff like that. It helps having someone with you that knows how to read floor plans and can help you with that. So, keep that in mind when you guys are doing site visits, that you talk with the builder and make sure that you follow the right protocol. Do you have to wear a hard hat? Do you have to go after hours? Stuff like that. You can definitely take lots of pictures. One thing I do, you guys can check out, is I always film the property before we put in drywall after all the plumbing and electrical are in. So that way, when you go to hang something in the future, you guys can look back at that video, my clients can, and see, maybe there's a gas line behind this wall. We definitely don't want to puncture that. So just trying to keep my clients safe, and it's always something that my clients have appreciated. So with that, when the contractor starts developing a neighborhood, keep an eye on it if you can, or ask for pictures or video or whatever. But basically, you want to see if there's any how the infrastructure was put in. Just because you have a brand new sewer doesn't mean it was hooked up properly. So during the contractor period, when they're building the house, you might want to talk to a sewer scope company to double check that everything's built in, because once you buy the house and your warranty's up, then that's your issue. So you want to make sure it's done right, especially the things you can't see. Also, is there going to be a pool across the street? Is there going to be a clubhouse down the road? Those kind of things will help your value a little bit later, depending on where they're at. So you definitely want to make sure that you know all those. Lastly, once you've done all your site visits, you've closed on the house, you're moving in, then you enter the warranty period. So you want to make sure that they have a good warranty department and they can handle any of the things that you see in the house as you live in it the first year. So those are all the pitfalls, kind of the things to look out for if you're deciding to work with a builder. And it's always a good idea to have a realtor along for the ride, because basically you don't pay them. Their commission's already worked into the price of the house. And so if you don't hire a realtor as a second set of eyes, the builder just gets that as a bonus. So think about hiring a realtor. They'll always help you out, and look out for your best interest. And if you guys have any questions, give me a call anytime. Thanks for watching.